In this video, we're going to have a look at solving linear equations, and we're going to have a look at how do we do that if we've got two-sided equations. So that means we've got a missing variable, the same variable on both sides. So the aim of the video is for you to be able to solve a two-sided linear equation. So when we have a polynomial appear on both sides of the equation, or a variable on both sides of the equation, inverse operations are used to collect the variables into a single term. So what we want to do is we want to shift the variables onto one side, and we do that by using our normal inverse operations. So let's have a look at an example to see how this works. In my first example, I've got 6x plus 5 is equal to 5x plus 7. So I've got a variable on both sides. I've got an x on the left-hand side and an x on the right-hand side. And I want to solve and figure out what my value of x is. So my first step I need to do is I need to gather all my variables onto one side. So all my x's have to be on one side. So I'm going to have a look and see what is my smaller x value, and that is going to be 5x, because 5x is smaller than 6x. So I want to shift 5x from the right-hand side across onto the left-hand side. And I do that by doing the opposite of adding 5x, and the opposite of adding 5x is minusing 5x, so subtracting 5x. So I subtract 5x from the right-hand side. I also need to subtract 5x from the left-hand side. So on the left-hand side, I'm left with 1x plus 5, and on the right-hand side, I'm left with 7. So now that my equation has been simplified to x plus 5 is equal to 7, so I can go ahead and continue to rearrange till I get x by itself. So next I need to have a look at my add 5. Opposite of adding 5 is subtracting 5. So subtracting 5 on both sides, x is going to equal to 7 minus 5, which is 2. So my x value in this equation is equal to 2. So let's go ahead and have a look at a second example. In the second example, I've got 3x minus 12 is equal to 5x plus 4. So I want to do the same process as I did with my first example, and I want to gather all my x's onto one side. So here I've got a 3x and a 5x. So selecting my smaller value, I have 3x, and I want to move that over to my right-hand side of the equation. So the reason I choose the smaller value to move over to the other side is that will give me the best chance of having a positive number, or positive number of x's remaining. So at the moment I've got positive 3x. The opposite of positive 3x is a negative 3x. So I want to take 3x from the left-hand side, subtract 3x from the right-hand side. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to be left with negative 12. Now it's important to remember that it is remaining negative 12 because all I'm doing is shifting the 3x, and what I got left with is negative 12. So I need to make sure that I carry that negative forward into my next line of my working out. So negative 12 is equal to, and on the right-hand side, I've got 2x remaining plus 4. So negative 12 is equal to 2x plus 4. So continuing on with my rearranging, next I'm going to have a look at plus 4 because I'm applying my reverse BEDMAS order. Opposite of adding 4 is subtracting 4. So I subtract 4 onto both sides. So negative 12 minus 4 is equal to negative 16. So negative 16 is equal to 2x. Next, I need to remove the multiplication. So the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. Divide by 2 on both sides. So negative 16 divided by 2 is equal to negative 8. So in this example, my x value is equal to negative 8. So that's two examples of how do we solve a linear equation when we have a variable on both sides of the equation.